Hi, I'm Jasmine, and I have a story. Well, more of a confession, I guess. So, I was always a good kid. Pretty good, at least. But a couple of years ago, it started to change. I guess it all started when my parents got a divorce. We used to be a pretty close family. Or at least, that's what I thought. I guess things weren't as good as they made it look. But, well, that's not the point of the story. After they split, I started spending less time at home. I didn't really feel like I had a home anymore. So I started hanging out with friends late at night and running around on the weekend. My parents didn't really care anymore. I guess I wanted to rebel, so I started hanging out with, I guess you could say, the bad kids. Smoking, drinking, and all that good stuff. Earlier this year, I added stealing to my list of regular activities. It started with some light shoplifting, a pack of gum here, a bottle of soda there. Me and my friends didn't feel like we were really doing anything wrong. I know that sounds stupid. Stealing is wrong, right? Well, we thought we had it all figured out and we weren't really hurting anybody. We weren't even taking from real people in the beginning. Like my one friend explained it, stealing from a store isn't really taking from anybody. The store owners are rich and won't miss such a small amount of money, and everything is insured anyways. We drew a line at stealing directly from people. We weren't criminals, after all. We were simply exploiting a loophole in the system and collecting the rewards. That's the sort of thing we told ourselves, at least. To add to this somewhat flawed logic, my friend Carissa approached me with a new idea. Now, to be honest, she was much more into this stuff than I was. For me, it was just a little thrill from doing what you're not supposed to do and a way to get a little something for free. Carissa seemed to be trying to become a career criminal or something. So, as she's going full on Breaking Bad, I'm just tagging on like an idiot, basically. She said it's time to expand our business. You see, she said, these stores have video cameras and security staff. Eventually, the chances of getting busted and having our pictures on the wall of shame get higher and higher. Somehow, all the red flags of, this is a bad idea, just skated right by me. I'm not sure why the fact that she was talking like one of those guys in those Tarantino movies my dad watches didn't tip me off to the fact that I probably shouldn't be humoring her ideas. So I continued to listen to her sales pitch. You know who doesn't have a bunch of security cameras? She asked. Any one of the houses in the neighborhood, she answered herself. Finally, a red flag popped up. I started getting a little concerned at this point. Taking a pack of gum from the gas station is one thing, but I'm not a burglar, and I have no interest in going to prison or getting shot by one of my neighbors. I expressed my concerns, and she told me to quit being stupid. We aren't stealing from people's houses, she said. I was lost at this point, but she continued. Nobody gets hurt when we take things from the store because the company is rich and the products are insured, right? Well, you know the owner of Amazon is a billionaire, yeah? It's kind of pathetic how quickly she convinced me that stealing people's Amazon packages from their doorstep was a victimless crime. It sounded like it made sense at first. The delivery guy drops off the package, the customer doesn't get it. They file a claim with the company and get a refund or a replacement. So, being the gullible person I am, I became an Amazon doorstep thief. Honestly, it kind of felt like Christmas opening these boxes with unknown contents to see what gifts I'd gotten myself. I didn't even have any real guilt about it. But then one day, I was outside walking my dog one morning, and my neighbor, Mr. Harrison, came up to me. He'd always been the nicest person to me. He was friendly that morning too, but for some reason I felt weird. He walked along with me chatting. He told me to keep an eye out because someone had been stealing packages from the neighborhood. Now I started to feel bad. As we walked, he pointed out the different houses that had been hit. He started with his and told me about the handmade anniversary gift he had ordered for his wife. He explained that he lost what he paid for and his wife didn't get her gift because he wasn't going to take food from the artist who did the work because someone else was selfish. He showed me the house where Miss Markham had ordered a rush delivery on an activity set for her autistic son who couldn't play and learn the same as other kids. She didn't get her order. The same thing happened with his mail order medication. Mr. Harrison told me these stories behind everyone on our street who had suffered from our victimless crime. By the end of the block, I was almost in tears. I came to not only realize how selfish I had been, but also that Mr. Harrison knew it was me. But he also knew that I had a conscience, and he chose to teach me instead of turning me in. I decided from that point on that stealing was awful. No matter how I tried to justify it, it wasn't a good thing. And I decided instead of trying to throw away my future on something so dumb and selfish, I could just be focused on becoming the best person I can be. And that means no more sticky fingers. Hi, I'm Erica. So I'm starting to think my parents are insane. You see, from the outside, they look like perfectly normal people. And they are for the most part. But when it comes to me, they are total control freaks. I'm almost 17 years old, and they tell me I'm too young to date, that I can't go to parties, that I can't be out past 10, and I have a bedtime like a little kid. Sometimes I feel like they only had a kid so they could just control someone else's life and feel better about themselves. When I was little, they wouldn't let me go outside by myself. When I got older, they wouldn't let me be on a computer or phone without their direct supervision. They never really let me do anything growing up, and I still don't have any independence. They don't let me live my own life, and sometimes I feel like they don't care at all about me. My friend Jessica gets to do whatever she wants because her parents aren't psycho control freaks. She's super popular. She has a ton of friends. She goes to parties every weekend, stays out as late as she wants, and basically has the perfect life. And then there's me, sitting here like a prisoner in my own house, waiting to be paroled when I turn 18 and move out. Of course, my mom and dad don't like me hanging out with Jessica. They say she's a bad influence. But honestly, I think it's just because they don't want me to see what freedom looks like. Jessica's parents obviously care more about her than my parents care about me. It doesn't matter what I say. They still won't let me go out. They won't let me do anything fun. I mean, they just won't let me do anything. Jessica's parents even let her have parties at their house. They had one last night and pretty much the whole school went. Everybody but me. It's embarrassing that everybody knows I can't go because I get treated like a baby. So I'm just sitting here in my room, or my cell is more like what it feels like, while everybody else is out there living life. I don't know what to do. Great. Warden Mom is knocking at my door. I was probably talking too loud, or thinking too much, or something. I'll get back to you after I get my sentence handed down to me. Okay, so I'm back. I don't even know how to feel right now. I thought my mom was going to yell at me about something, but I walked into the living room and my dad was just sitting there with her and she gave me a huge hug. She told me that Jessica was in the hospital. She's unconscious and they don't know if she's going to wake up. I guess my mom got a call from another mom whose daughter went to the party asking if I was there. I guess things got out of hand and she wanted to make sure I was okay. Jessica apparently got alcohol poisoning and had other stuff in her system. An ambulance picked her up from the party and she was unresponsive. It's horrible. I just don't even understand how that happened. She has so many friends and they were all there with her. I don't understand how they could let her get hurt like that. She could have died in her own house, surrounded by her friends, and nobody stepped in to stop it. Now that I think about it, whatever she took, somebody brought that to the party. People that are supposed to care about her. People that are supposed to look after her. Not gonna lie, guys, I'm kind of shook about it. I'm starting to think that maybe I have things backwards. I thought nobody cared about me, and Jessica had it so much better. Now all I keep thinking is, why would her parents let that happen? Now, maybe I'm starting to think that they're the ones that don't care. They didn't care enough to keep her safe. I think my parents act the way they do because they do care. They care enough to try to keep me safe. They're not trying to ruin my life. They're trying to protect me. The thing is, you can't protect people forever. And I still think my parents go way too far sometimes. But now I understand why they do it. I think when I have kids, I'm going to give them some freedom. But I'm still going to make sure they know I care about them as much as my parents care about me. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and comment below. Let me know what you think. Thanks, guys.